morning, everybody. Good day, everybody. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us as we introduce Rate Certainty Annuity from American National. Before we jump into this amazing product, I'm joined today by Sergio Blanco from IMES and Mike Deon from American National. I do have some important information to share with you today about who we are at IMES and a quick highlight of why our agents like working with our team. We'll have a few polls during the webinar, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the webinar questions, and we'll make sure they're answered for you today. One of the things that I do want to highlight is our best-in-class customer service. We strive to answer every phone call within 2 rings, but I guarantee that that phone call is going to be answered by a live person when you call 800-255-5055 and ask for one of those sales directors. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sergio. He's going to talk to you about a few other reasons why agents like working with us over here at IMES. Hey, Sergio, I'm going to go ahead and take over. We're still getting a lot of feedback on that. So I apologize, everybody here. You're just going to get to hear Tim Watts today. You might get a call back from Sergio. Our new producer builders are for those of you who are new to us at IMES. These bonuses are based and available on your production in your first 180 days of contracting with us over here at IMES. We do have great levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see inside each of these levels are going to be several options for you. If you do have any questions about where you're at on your current level, give one of us sales directors over here at IMES a call, and we could certainly let you know exactly where you're at. Another business builders program we provide for our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple advisors on with us today that have taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while when you refer a producer to us. When they get contract with us at IMES, we're going to send you a $50 thank you check. Now, where the real funds come in is when they write business, you're going to get an override on that. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, sign checks for tens of thousands of dollars every quarter. With that being said, if you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with our team, please type their information in the questions box, and you can email me at timw@imesinc.com with their information, and I will get back to them today. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program over here at IMES. For every $100,000 in FIA premium, you're going to get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular and lucrative for advisors is we truly do consider this to be your money. You're going to have the flexible on what services, when, and who you use these funds with, as it's your marketing reimbursement. We don't tell you the vendors that you have to use. We do have recommended vendors that we've partnered with, leverage reduced rates and preferred service, so you can capitalize on that with those marketing reimbursement dollars. If you have any questions about where you're at on that level, give one of those sales directors a call. As a reminder, you can also utilize those dollars for our IMES creative team to help you out with any of the resources that they can help out with, which we'll get into here in a couple more slides. Back office support is another way that we add value to your business. This is a core of IMES and how Charles Hearing founded us over 36 years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We're going to do that with great business building tools and resources. Of course, we're going to help out with those case designs, illustrations for you. Guarantee that within 24 hours, but those agents that have worked with us can attest that we typically get that back to you within an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. We genuinely have some fantastic folks there. Mackenzie heads up the annuity side and Michelle on the life side. Their teams work tirelessly to help you get commissioned quicker. We will scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking to get you the updates on your cases as needed. We do this to ensure you get commissioned as quickly as possible, and this is a service that we provide to our valued producers, how we help you build your business by keeping you in front of clients while our team handles the back office support for you. Our website is a phenomenal tool for our producers to use and another reason to work with us at IMES. Once you've contracted, you can have full access to everything you see on this slide and so much more. If you haven't registered for the website, it's very simple to do. When we are done with this call, go ahead and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. There's going to be a ton of resources available for you, including illustration tools, online forms, product grids, product news, and industry updates. Firelight eApp, this is a single sign-on at IAMSinc.com. Technology is where the industry is going, and Firelight is a top-notch site streamlining that application process. Most of our carriers are on the eApp platform, so you can go into one site and submit business. It's going to be COVID-friendly, and some carriers are going to an eApp only for some of their product lines. We'll offer additional commissions by utilizing that eApp platform. Make sure you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app if you can earn more commissions by submitting that eApp. Just a quick industry note here. eApps typically are between 80 to 93% in good order, where paper apps are anywhere between 40 to 60% in good order. So utilizing that eApp not only helps you with the submission process, but it also helps you get that in good order. Again, getting that case from submission to commission as quickly as possible is not only beneficial for your clients, but also for you. And that's a great resource that we provided at IAMS to help you with that. As we discussed a couple slides ago, we do have a full in-house creative team that can help you and your practices. A lot of our items that we work with you on are turnkey and available to you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, and we can simply impose your contact information and business logos onto it. Speaking of logos, Agency Solutions is an area of expertise for our team. If you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, they can help. This is going to assist you with your name recognition, which grows your natural market organically. Lastly, digital marketing is a very popular topic around here at IAMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and so much more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. Making sure that you are accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is beneficial to growing your business. Reach out to myself or one of our sales directors today, and let's see how the IAMS creative team can help you meet those revenue goals. Next, we've got our complementary marketing analysis. If you don't have an individualized and customized marketing program that utilizes the multi-vertical marketing programs, this is a great resource for you. We offer this marketing analysis, again, complimentary, and it's a deep dive into your practice to help develop not only short-term, but also long-term goals and objectives, again, to hit that revenue goal. We find that utilizing the marketing analysis helps those agents with balance by keeping a goal in front of you with multiple strategies to help hit that. If you don't have a marketing analysis in place, give myself or one of our sales directors a call. Now is a perfect time to see what we can do to finish up 2024, but then also develop short and long-term strategies for 2025. If you didn't have a multi-vertical program from a marketing strategies in 2019 and we're only doing in-person seminars, when COVID hit, I guarantee your revenue went down because your marketing strategy to get in front of clients was no longer available. So if you want to prevent that from happening with any future industry disruptors, let's connect and do that marketing analysis. We've got our IAMS Wealth. We founded IAMS Wealth 6 years ago. They've grown so much, they're actually moving to a new building. What we've done is grow this division on IAMS very organically. We've helped advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65 at a very successful rate. Once we have you registered, we're going to bring great value to your practice with an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele. This has been a major growth sector of our business, and assets under management could be a major growth sector for your business as well. All right, I'm going to have our first poll question here. Let me go ahead and get that launched. And this is, are you interested in attending our next Life and Annuity Academy? So we just hosted our third academy in Omaha, Nebraska. At these academies, we're able to bring in around 35 to 40 different agents and around 20 presenters. So think about that. We've got 2 agents for every 1 presenter, and that's where we add a tremendous amount of value. We're going to go over those sales strategies for both annuities and life insurance, take a deep dive into the marketing strategies that other agents are having huge success with, as well as diving into those products, not only limited distribution that we have over here at IAMS, but just the ones that are having some great success across the nation. I do appreciate everybody who participated in that poll. We'll have a couple more coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and close that one here. Next, we've got our trek to Quebec. We've also got our Beachy Keen trip. I need to get this slide updated, but for everybody on here, any sales that you have right now with Athene is going to double for that Beachy Keen trip and count for the trek to Quebec. Obviously, any sales with American National is going to qualify for both of those trips as well. If you do wonder where you're at on those trip qualifications, we do have some folks that have already qualified, but give one of the sales directors over here at IAMS a buzz, and we can help you out with that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and launch my next poll, and that is, did you meet or exceed your revenue goal in in quarter 3 of 2024? All right, I've got one more slide to go over, and then I'm going to kick it over to Mike, and that is, if you haven't followed us on Facebook and LinkedIn, definitely go over there and hop on and follow us. We're going to send over industry updates. If you're wondering about all of these rate changes that are happening, if you're signed up on Facebook and LinkedIn, you're going to get proactive communication on those rate changes as they come up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll there. Now we're going to be turning it over to Mike Deon with American National. So Mike, I just gave you control. So if you want to get your presentation up, a little bit about Mike and American National. I think Mike was sharing that he's been in the business for over 3 decades. So when you talk about somebody who is a great resource, has seen everything that the industry can throw at it, Mike's a great resource for us. He helps grease those wheels when we need to get some sticky cases pushed through or any issues. So Mike's a great resource for us over here at American National. Rate certainty annuity. He's going to hop into some of the details on this, but this thing is the first product that I'm aware of without fees that guarantees every single rate and strategy inside the product for the entire surrender term. So we've got a 7, 10, and a 20-year contract. Mike's going to dive into more of that, but just takeaway here, this is the only product that's going to guarantee every single strategy inside of there. That includes the fixed rate and performance triggers, plus a whole lot more. So with that being said, Mike, I'm going to turn the floor over to you, sir.
Right on. Can you see my screen? I guess number 1.
I can see your screen.
Okay, good deal. Sorry about that. I'm not quite sure what's going on with my computer there, but very excited to be here. And just a little bit of background on me. I've been with American National for 6 years. Been in the business, like Tim said, for 36 years. And I guess one of the things that really kind of stands out in my time in this business is my business partner in 1991 created the first equity indexed annuity with Lincoln Benefit Life and Keyport. So I've been active in the index community for 30-some years now, right? And I've never seen a product like this, and I'll tell you why. It's like Tim said, this thing is full of guarantees. So anything we talk about, know that you're never going to have to talk to your client about a renewal rate and what that means. And we all know what renewal rates mean. And, one of the things about American National is we actually have an incredible renewal rate history on all of our products. So we never shy away from that. Our annuity advisory board came in and said, we need this product, full of guarantees, make it simple, and that's really what we have with the rate certainty annuity. As Tim said, we've got a 7, 10, and 20-year chassis. I want to concentrate on the 10-year. They're all pretty much the same. I don't know how many people are going to really buy the 20-year at the end of the day, but we'll concentrate on the 10-year if everybody's okay with that. You don't need disclaimer. So essentially, what is this product? It's an FIA upside with a MIGA associated with it. We combine the both of them, and there's 4 different strategies, including a declared rate, which is the MIGA piece. And then there's 3 other index options that you can select from. And again, everything guaranteed. But what's also cool is you can mix and match, meaning you come in with $100,000, you may want to put some into the guaranteed declared rate. You may want to put some money in the other strategies, and you can do that, no problem. A year from now, you can move that money again. And the rates are going to be the same rates as when the policy was issued. So there's truly, everything is truly guaranteed, I guess is really what I want to say. Also, this is true on our MIGA products as well, is our 10% free withdrawal starts right away, immediately year 1. That's a little bit unique, so I just want to make sure I threw that in there. Well, let's look at the rates and the different strategies. So I told you about the declared rate. You see on the middle column there where it says 10-year, it's 3.7, which is a lot lower than, not a lot lower, but lower than our, MIGA product, our straight MIGA product. When you see the flexibility, I think you'll understand how valuable it is to have full guarantees. So basically what you have is 3.7 fully guaranteed for 10 years. The next option is called the S&P 500 Dynamic Intraday TCA Performance Trigger. That's a lot of words right there, but let me tell you what the index is. It's the S&P 500 coupled with a cash option to control volatility. Now, it's not a low volatility index. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what this allows, and it's all rules-based, by the way, so 13 times a day, if we're in a volatile environment, rules say that we move some of the money from the S&P 500 to cash and back and forth again up to 13 times a day. And that's all we're really trying to do with this, but it is the S&P 500, so it's important that you understand that. And there's a lot of information on this, on the index on our website. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about the first index option, the performance trigger. Very, very simple, guys. If the market goes up, if the index goes up, if the index is up, say 0.1%, see the trigger rate at 7.7, that is what your client is credited with. 100% guaranteed. If the market is down, or the index is down, if it's down 0.1%, you get the floor of 0. How easy is that to explain to a client? As opposed to all the moving parts that you have to deal with traditional FIAs, mine included. There's just a lot of moving parts. There's not a lot of moving parts here, guys. The second option is the enhanced trigger. So let's talk about that for a second. You see on the bottom there where it says trigger threshold, and you see 5%. What that is really saying is if the index is up 5% or more, your client gets credited with 9.2%. Likewise, if say the index was only up 4%, well, you didn't hit the threshold. That means your client got 0 that year. Pretty easy to understand. And the last option is kind of a combination of both. You see the trigger rate at 5.7, meaning if that if that index is up at all, your client gets 5.7. If that market is down, or the index is down, instead of getting 0, you have a 2% floor. Again, everything guaranteed here. No renewal rates. It's about as simple a product that I've ever seen. And I want to stop right here and see if there's any questions, kind of before we move on. So getting back to what we were talking about.
Hey, Mike, there weren't any questions. Sorry about that.
There's a lot of information out there. We do have a webinar. I believe I don't know what day it's scheduled for next week. But there's going to be a webinar with the S&P 500 folks hosting it and talking about the index and how it works and the dynamic piece of it. And it's nothing more than trying to control volatility. But I will say this index has a volatility rate of about 14%, 14 to 15%, which is pretty true to what the S&P index is volatility-wise. Now, this year, that number is way out of whack just because the S&P is up so much, which is not a bad thing. But understand that that's really what it is. Not a whole lot to say here, guys. I mean, that's really what the product is. And I want to make sure everybody understands it. And I really want to open it up to questions before I go on to the next subject. Okay, well, let's move right on because, I mean, that at the end of the day is the product, but I also want to underscore something else. In our portfolio, we have a MYGA, multi-year guarantee annuity. We have a 3-year and then a 5 through 10-year rate guarantee. And as of November 1, those rates are going up 25 basis points, which means our 5-year rate, if you have $250,000 or more, our 5-year guarantee rate is 5.15. From 100 to just under 250 is 5. Anything under 100 is 4.9. And that's true for the 5, 6, and 7 year. All of those have the same guaranteed rates. But that's kind of your fallback. You know, we also have an index, you know, 2 index products, a 10-year and a 7-year. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but I just want to make sure that I've got the point across on the rate certainty annuity. And Tim, anything you can add or anything you want me to add on to that?
Nope. Mike, to be transparent, I just got the audio situation figured out. So I would say proceed as you're going, and I'm now catching up here, and we don't have any background echo. So you're good. Keep on going.
Okay. Well, you know, we talked about the rate certainty annuity, and obviously call me anytime. I'm going to throw out my cell phone number here, guys, and feel free to call me with any questions or additional material that you want to see. It's 515-868-8439. I'm a traveling guy. I'm a wholesaler. So just understand I always get back to my phone calls if not answered right away. And feel free to give me a call. Another topic that I want to discuss just briefly is the pension side of our house, because not a lot of people know about our pension and our capabilities. What do I mean by pension? I mean 401k. I also mean defined benefit plans. We specialize in that and have for 40-some years. And just understand that we do all of the administration in-house, and that's why we win. So if you have, if you have a business owner client, chances are they may have a 401k, an existing 401k plan. We will review that plan for free and come back to the advisor and say, have you thought about maybe doing this, whether that's a profit sharing version or a safe harbor version? You know, I'm not going to get too far in the weeds on that, but understand that we have pension consultants that do nothing but this. And the whole process starts with what we call our RFP, request for proposal. Very simple form to understand. It's basic information on the client. And if they have an existing plan, get the plan documents. Get those plan documents, fill out the RFP, send it to me, and I will get you an analysis of what they're doing. And more times than not, we're going to be able to figure out how to get the business owner or the key people in the corporation higher contribution bonuses. That's how we survive. That and our extremely low administrative costs. And even when we're talking about a defined benefit plan, which requires an actuary, a CPA, somebody to administer it, guess what? We do all of that. One point of contact. In fact, when a company gets a plan going with us, say it's a 401k, there is one person associated with that plan, a go-to person, if you will. The CEO, the president, whoever's doing the corporate background stuff, they're going to have one point of contact, one person, and that person will know their plan. Whether that's an employee coming in and saying, hey, I want a hardship loan. Guess what? Call this person. So it's all really condensed. And the cool part about our 401k, in all honesty, aside from their very inexpensive, admin costs, is the fact that we're funding it with a variable annuity that's got 55 sub-accounts, all the usual suspects, right? You have retirement planning funds, you have, very aggressive stock funds all the way down to money market and everything in between. So you can build your own portfolio, or you can use one of those, 20, 35 plans if that's when you're going to retire. So everything is involved in there, but here's the hitch. You don't need a securities license, even though it's a variable annuity. And the reason is our variable annuity can only be sold inside of a qualified plan. That's why we get around the whole securities issue. There's 2 states, I want to say it's Connecticut and Massachusetts, but I would have to double check. But almost every other state outside of New York, because we don't do any pension in New York. We do have New York products, just not pension. But yeah, I mean, it's a very simple process. You don't need to be an expert. And I want to stress that huge. I'm not an expert. If you sat me down and went, what's the difference between the profit sharing and the safe harbor? I would give you the blank stare. My pension consultants know what it means. And that's the important thing. And not only will they deal with you, the advisor, but they'll also deal directly with your business owner client to the extent however you want. Some advisors don't like to give up that control, which is fine. You tell us how you want us to interact with that client, and it could be anything from 100% just handle it to give me the information as the advisor and I'll communicate it with the client and everything in between. So I just really wanted to stress that because we're one of the last companies standing, in all honesty, that are even in the pension business anymore. And Tim can attest to that. So I just give you a quick example. I had an attorney client. This was about a month ago. 55 years old, no employees, right? Never saved a nickel for retirement, and comes to us as a startup plan, says, I want to do a solo 401k. We do those all day long. So this individual who's making a lot of money, like I said, didn't save anything for retirement, excuse me, was able to put away $64,000 a year to do a solo 401k. Let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to pay $1,200 a year roughly for annual admin costs to be able to put away $64,000 pre-tax? But guess what? If you want to do post-tax and do a Roth version, we do that as well. And you can mix and match those. In fact, what this individual did is he took half that contribution, put it in Roth, and the other half of his contribution each year went into the traditional 401k. Pre-tax. So really just wanted to tell that story. And again, I'll leave it open for questions. I don't want to just keep rambling on. That's basically what I have for you today, Tim.
Right on. Well, I did have an agent request your cell phone number, so I did put that in the chat. Everybody else out there, if you were looking for Mike's cell phone number, it's in the chat. Or Mikey, do you want to read that out for everybody, if in case they wanted to jot that down real quick?
Sure, it's 515-868-8439.
Perfect, thank you. All right, I do have one more poll question, and that is, would you like some more information on the rate certainty annuity, as well as we can get you some information on the defined benefits plan and how they can help your small businesses with those 401ks. We've got that poll going on right now. I'll leave that open just for another quick seconds while I give you a few closing remarks here.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Let me also throw this out. Our website, our portal, if you will, without needing a login, you need a login, obviously, to do electronic apps and look at your business and all that kind of stuff. But more than 90% of our material, including pension material, not only for advisors, but approved for client use, is on this portal. And it's www.anicoweb, all one word, ANICOWEB, And when you get there, go to products and services, and you won't see the rate certainty annuity on that platform yet. That'll be there on Monday. That's when the product goes live. But my point is if you go to our pension area, there's a tremendous amount of information out there. And what I'll also do, Tim, is I'm going to send you or email you the RFP that I discussed before, which starts that whole process. And you can disseminate it as you see fit.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mike, I do appreciate you hopping on here today. Everybody on the call, thank you for sticking through those technical difficulties. Do appreciate that. Guys, again, this is a product that you're not going to find functionality with anything else out there on the market unless you pony up on a fee. And I think we would all agree that if we can get the same functionality without a fee, that we would take that. Great rated carrier, been around for a long time, has fantastic state approvals, and every rate in there is guaranteed. So when you meet with them in a year, in 5 years, in 7, in 15, if you've got somebody who goes into the 20, every single year you're going to know exactly the rates that they're going to be going into, and we're utilizing and locking in these high rates that we've had. We haven't had rates like this for decades. So being able to lock those in for 7, 10, 20 years from an A-rated carrier, I don't understand why that wouldn't be a fit for you. So I do look forward to talking to everybody on that. We'll give you a buzz. Mike, any last notes or anything else that you want to close with?
Yeah, just one quick note, and I'm not going to, give up commission percentages, but understand that this is one of the better commission contracts that I've seen from American National in a long time. So not only is everything guaranteed, but the advisor is going to get paid well too, on top of everything.
Yeah, so not to get into all of that, we can definitely get into commission levels when the agents get contracted. But for those agents that are on, you're typically going to see anywhere between a point to maybe a point and above your traditional street commissions on that 10-year product. So not only are you locking in these fantastic rates for your clients for 10 years, you're going to put very competitive, I would say top of the industry, not competitive, top of the industry commissions on this product. So Mike, great point there. Anything else, sir?
No, but we didn't get into the life insurance side. We'll do that on another day, but understand that we're also very big in IUL, not only the accumulation, but we also have a new protection product where you can dial in death benefit guarantees. And hey, my phone number's out there. If anybody's got any questions, whether it's life, annuity, or pension, I'm the guy to talk to at American National.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate everything, Mike. Appreciate everybody who hopped on here. We'll be reaching out to you here shortly, get you an email with a replay of this, as well as those resources that we talked about. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.